Hey everybody, welcome to V5, where we spend exactly 5 minutes getting on our soapbox with some of the hottest takes and topics in all of B2B sales. This is gonna be a fun one, because I'm here with somebody I go way back with. This is Zach Miller, Chief Revenue Officer of VanillaSoft, and I'm gonna let him explain his hot take. This was pretty good. So Zach, I'm gonna start the timer, you get going, tell the people your hot and spicy take.
Okay, here's my hot take. I joined as CRO of a software company, VanillaSoft, about a year ago. My mandate was build an enterprise sales motion, but don't screw up the SMB inbound. We got a marketing machine that's dedicated towards inbound, fast twitch, like get them in, get them closed. And then we got to go build a whole new organization and whole new mental mindset for the whole company around long, complex sales cycle, in-depth discovery, in-depth multi-stage selling and multi-threaded deals. And turns out when you got to do that from scratch, there's a lot to it, man.
Yeah. What did you find to be one of the bigger hurdles?
The zero to rolling, just an outbound motion, right? Like literally just picking out your target. We're good in this category, and turns out that category isn't on the SIC pick list in any of the tools. If you're really good at being the tool for a third-party SDR company is not one of the industries tracked by Department of Labor. Anyway, so it's all these little things where I've never considered myself to be dumb. I don't think I'm not the smartest guy in the room, but I'm not the dumbest guy in the room. But turns out there's just every time you turn another corner, there's another detail you got to go figure out, and keeping all that stuff straight with a small team that you're trying to kind of teach at the same time as you're building, and then trying to teach the rest of the organization at the same time you're building. Turns out there's a lot of stuff there.
I feel that. I resemble that remark. One of the things that I think is difficult, Zach, is while you're doing all that, it's not as if the world's standing still. The best practices we might have used 3-4 years ago are the old things now. And the tools and the processes that, we grew up on aren't the cool ones anymore. And so as the whole world evolves, we're just trying to catch up and keep pace. How are you dealing with it? How are you keeping it all in perspective?
I'm trying to just keep the most important things at the forefront, right? The things that if we do them right, we'll look back in a year and say, okay, that was worth it, and not get too bogged down in the minutia, I think is the most important thing. That always comes down to the people you put around you. If you put the right people around you and you give those people the right tools, and you trust them to go, accomplish the tasks and the outcomes you need them to accomplish, then that's a really good start. Being clear with the team on what the desired outcomes are and when we need those desired outcomes, and then giving them the latitude to go make those things happen. And then to make sure that you're getting the things that are maybe the bottlenecks out of the way for them is the most important thing. And then it is kind of cool to turn around in a year and say, oh, wow, we started with 0 pipeline and we've built 22 million in pipeline in a year. Like, okay, you kind of take moments and you look out and you're like, wait a second, this is we're actually kind of getting some of this done, right? And so you kind of feel like you're in the weeds, but then when you kind of stop and look back and take stock, you've gotten the right people moving in the right direction. It's kind of fun to stop and see some of those things as they're happening. So
absolutely, yeah. You look back, see how far you've gotten. That's awesome, Zach. What would you give a first-time CRO as advice? What would you tell someone who was a very successful sales leader who's leveled up like you have about the journey and what it takes?
Go get smart on the things that aren't in your wheelhouse before you get going. If you're traditionally a sales leader and you're coming into a CRO role, go get smart on marketing. Go get smart on the SDR functions. Go get smart on product and product marketing. And if you're a CS led, go get smart on pre-sales, right? Figure out where your gaps are in that broader space and get a plan. You don't have to be an expert, but to get smart, to get well-versed in that broad, surely more broad aperture.
Yeah. Sound advice. Now we're at time. Told you that would fly by. It's just like the year you had. It just flew by. You just look back and you go, oh,
wait, it's a year.
That was awesome. Good stuff. Well, thanks for hanging out 5 minutes, playing the V5 with us. Appreciate you, man. All the best of luck to you and the team this year. Keep cranking.
Thanks, buddy. You too.
Got it.
You're listening to The Unexpected Lever. For additional resources, check out Vivint.com. Got a soapbox you'd like us to talk about longer? Let us know by messaging me, Jarod Greene, on LinkedIn.